What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian. I'm back on a Sunday morning. I know I should have came to you yesterday after the game, but I had to kind of decompress and figure things out. And right here. What we're talking about right now is Michigan as they traveled and played Illinois yesterday on the road in Champaign. First time these teams were both ranked. First time in a ranked matchup since 2000. Yes, takes you back 24 years ago. 100th anniversary of this duel between Michigan and Illinois. It seems like they don't play as much as they should, but you know. Michigan was favored coming into this game for 4.5. Wherever you look, wherever you bet, or if you even don't, but just Michigan was favored in this game. Let's go. Illinois scores on the first touchdown. It scores as a field goal on the first possession of the game. Michigan gets a 3-and-out. Continues. It doesn't get anything. Michigan gets a stop on 4th and 1 on Illinois. Defense is holding up well, surely, in this game. They are getting a lot of penalties, though, early and often. They had 4 penalties in that first half. But Michigan's trying to make some momentum, and they fumble on back-to-back plays. That's just been the story of their season. Fumble on back-to-back possessions with Tuttle trying to scramble out the pocket. He gets a first down, gets the ball ripped out. Then next possession, Donovan Edwards is running to the right side. The ball gets popped out again. These turnovers continue to happen, and then Illinois goes on, get up 13-0. Michigan takes a drive late in that first half and scored a touchdown. And then right before the half, Illinois is able to drive it down, kick a field goal attempt, but it is blocked. Yes, it is blocked. So 13-7 going in the half. Kalel Mullins was getting going. Tuttle had a couple passes to the one and only Colston Loveland. So it looked like they were going to catch momentum, take some from Illinois, go on the half, get a couple stops, but it just can't get anything going. Luke Altmaier was all over the place. Michigan was blitzing him, but he was able to get free and make some plays in the run game. He's been mobile. Michigan just could not stop him. If they brought the blitz, he was able to get out and make plays. And as soon as the offensive play was broken, he was able to scramble and make a play, rather than the Pat O'Brien, Zachary Franklin, Josh McCray, the running back, whoever. But he was able to just make some plays and give this defense trouble. And that's what gives this Wink Martindale defense trouble, is when the blitz doesn't work and you can't get to him. So, like I said, I've talked about, you got to drop in more zone. You got to be productive. But also, Will Johnson was dealing with an injury too. He leaves late in that first half, doesn't return. They said it looked like Will was a toe injury. He's been nicked up and banged up all year. And when he's played, he's been good, but he hasn't been at his true form this year. And I just don't know what it is, man. But this team is it's tough, man. So late in that third quarter, Michigan makes a drive, and they ended up getting stopped. And it's 4th and goal, and they kick a field goal, which is blocked. It was over 8-yard, an 8-minute drive in that third quarter, and that really just killed them right there. Michigan could not get on the board, so Illinois ends up scoring another touchdown in that second half, and that was all the scoring she was. And so Michigan ends up losing 21-7, the lowest point score since 2014 when they lost to Notre Dame. So that tells you what this offense has hit a new low. And I know we lost the game and all that, but let's get to the real down problem. Coaching, one. Sherrone Moore's in his first year as the true head coach. I know he won big games last year against Penn State on the road and Ohio State at home. But this is a guy who's learning on the fly, who's figuring out. You could tell he's making a lot of mistakes, and this team just looks disengaged. The play is sloppy. The attention to detail is sloppy. Everything. You finished the game with 6 penalties for 61 yards. You finished with 3 turnovers. Just 3 turnovers again. And that keeps adding to Michigan's turnover. Because I believe last season they had 8 turnovers. This year they're already at a whopping 15 turnovers in 7 games, which puts them at a -7 turnover differential. And that does not win you football games. They've had 3 games this year with at least 3 turnovers. That is unacceptable for a Michigan team who's these last few years been able to be coached well, attention to detail, and these things, especially when you go on the road and have to win important games. These things have to happen, but this team fails to do that. It's just there's mistakes, busted coverages, guys not blocking. They can't throw a freaking forward pass, which is incredibly to me. They come out of this bye week and nothing has changed. It just looks just as worse. We talked about the quarterback. We've talked about it on and on and on. But it seems to be the biggest problem with the team, and it's not going to change the season. And it is what it is. Let me give you guys a couple of stats to just tell you how bad this is, and it just keeps getting worse. And I just was so mad during the game yesterday. When they lost, I kind of found it was just like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just kind of just at this point getting numb to how the season is going and how it's going to finish. But couple stats. These quarterbacks this season, the 3 quarterbacks that played, so Davis Warren, Alex Orji, and Jack Tuttle, combined for 3 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3 fumbles, and 13 sacks. Yes, That is crazy. And Rick Neuheisel, who's on the CBS crew, and back in New York, wherever they're at, said at postgame that he said only 2 programs have less than 1,000 yards passing and 10 plus turnovers. That is Michigan, yes, a Power 4 school, and Kennesaw State, who was new to Division I, who's 0-6 right now. Even the Armies, the Navies have more passing yards in them, and they look more prolific on offense right now than this Michigan team passing the football. Yes, that is crazy. Like I said, they're -7 and they're -7 turnover differential. They're looking to play Michigan State here. They're playing Michigan State next week. Michigan State's -6, and they've been bad early turning the ball over this season. This is like a elementary school offense Michigan is running right now. If they can't run the ball with Khalil Mullins, nothing. And then Colston Loveland's doing anything. He's doing the best he can. So you can imagine if Michigan didn't have him on his offense, they would be horrific. So he'll be going to the NFL next year. And let's look about it. Yes, they have some superstar players on the team right now, some really good players that will be high-level draft picks. Kevin Grant, Mason Graham, Will Johnson, Colston Loveland, they're all leaving. The more and more the season come on, the more blank, and just the more it's, look, I'm not going to take the fact that they won a national championship and just chalk this up as a season to forget about. There has to be some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Some type of cohesion, some type of getting better. Like, this team seems to just the play is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. You want to see up, 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 and up, but it's not. Sure, Ron's learning on the job. I'm not going to say fire the guy right now, but next season is going to be something that needs to be monitored. This offseason is going to be monitored. There needs to be big changes, especially in the coaching staff. And if you can't do that, then you have to go. You don't want to turn to a Rich Rod, Brady Hoke era. That's not what he did. I know Michigan's had a powerful last 3 years. They won a national championship, but I'm not going to settle for an 8-4, 9-3, on and continue. You got to continue this momentum. You got to continue to get better and reload. Recruiting has to be better. You have to find a quarterback. I don't know what you're going to do. There's been rumors Bryce Underwood, the number 1 player in the nation. He's from the state of Michigan, from my home state. Yes, Belleville. He committed to LSU. There's been rumors that Michigan's trying to flip him for $3 to $4 million NIL money. You know, Dave Portnoy from Barstool is trying to work on that. But we'll see. I don't believe it. I don't think he's flipping. Why would he want to come here? But they're going to have to do something in the portal. And like I said, they have Jaden Davis, a true freshman, on the bench, but I don't know if he's ready. They're not going to put him in there. Sherrone Moore's not going to do that. But for Jack Tuttle to be a 7th-year guy and continue to make these mistakes is just unacceptable. And it's just unacceptable as a program right now to look this bad that you can't make a forward pass. They have 898 passing yards in 7 games. I could give you guys stat after stat after stat after stat. Just making me watching these games make me want to rip my eyes out because it is so horrific of this offense right now. It's bad. So right now, looking at 4-3 right now. Yes, 4-3 right now. And they have a game with the heated rival Michigan State Wolverines next week in Ann Arbor. And the game's going to be on Big Ten Network. You would have thought this would be a better prize game, but these two teams are not good. Although Michigan State did win last night, they beat Iowa. So I think Michigan State has a good chance to beat us, even though they're turning the football over. But the way this Michigan team's playing right now, I don't know. They could be looking into that finishing 6-6, man. Let's not forget they still got Oregon on the schedule at home. Still got to go at Ohio State. Indiana's undefeated right now, 7-0. So we could be looking at 3 to 4 more losses. They could finish 5-7. I could see it. If they do, I said 9-3 before the season. That's not happening. So it's just, like I said, it's continuing to get worse. That's the more disappointing factor in all of this. But that's what I'm taking out of this Illinois game. And I know Michigan fans, you're frustrated, like I said. But I'm not going to say fire Sherrone Moore yet. Let him continue to learn. And if it doesn't get better, and if he doesn't make the adjustments needed going into the next season, then that's when I'm going to have a problem. And I'm going to say something needs to be done. But there has to be big overhaul changes. Got to continue to recruit. The recruiting class is not bad for 25. I think if they keep doing what they're doing and he does better, the 2026 class can be elite. So we'll see. But there's a lot of mess going on in Ann Arbor right now with this team. It's just, after winning the Natty, they just to fall so flat on your face. Luckily, Florida State is playing even worse than we are, so it's not as much attention. But there's a standard that needs to be set, and this is unacceptable. So I just want to put that out there right now. So I know we're all feeling down. We're all frustrated. Trust me, I am. But it's a bad season, man. It's a bad season, and we still got a long way to go, man. So there's going to be a lot of more ass whoopings I see them getting, and they're going to have to learn. So it's just very frustrating. But this game is going to be on Big Ten Network, a night game, which I'm frustrated about. Just make this a noon game. There's no way we need to wait all day around to see this game. But regardless of what the records is between these two teams, it will always be a close game, especially with Jonathan Smith in his first season. So this is definitely gonna be a coaching matchup. I want to see Jonathan Smith or Sherrone Moore. Jonathan Smith's first season as Michigan State's coach. It'll be a big win for him. Sherrone Moore needs to show something. You got to get some positivity, some momentum, figure it out. But you got to work with what you got for the rest of the season. So, hey, it's a Michigan fan, Adrian, signing off. Hey, see you guys next week against Michigan State, man, for another frustrating season that continues to go. So bear with us. We got to work through it, man. So, hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out.